Hello peeps, this is East from YouTube. I'm gonna make another laser tripwire tutorial, uh, laser tripwire siren tutorial. After it's been a few years since the previous one, and that one was pretty baseline, so I figured what the fuck, let's make another one that's a bit more advanced, especially since there was someone asking for something like this. I think the main problem people be having with it is the fact that once someone steps on your tripwire and the alarm goes, or the siren goes off, you'll need to run all the way to the wherever your siren is to manually turn it off. And that can be pretty annoying if your settlers or someone else trips it off. You'll always have to go there and manually turn it off, or whatever, man, to make it stop. So I thought, what the fuck? Let's give it a try, man. Let's try to make it so that it turns off by itself, so you don't need to go through the trouble. And yeah, I figured it out. It's not too complicated. It's actually pretty simple, and I'm gonna demonstrate how to do it right now. So, what we need is a power source, obviously. So we have a generator. Then we have some wire running. This is just a normal power pylon. It has nothing special. You don't need one of these. You can just use normal power wire going from point A to point B. We have this terminal plugged in because we want to be able to adjust some parameters later, but it's not mandatory, like I said. You can leave it off if you want to. You don't need it, but it's good to have it if you can use it, so yep. Aside from the power source and the terminal, we'll have the tripwire, which we have over here. Okay. Then we'll have the actual siren that's gonna go off once we step on the tripwire. And one more thing really that is necessary for this installation, and that's the where is it? Delayed off switch. Remember, it needs to be delayed off switch, not the delayed on switch. There's a difference between them. So we have the delayed off switch over here, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's the basic setup. We draw energy from the main power source, which is the generator, to the tripwire, like thus. We have power, okay. And instead of running power from the tripwire straight to the siren, we run it through the off switch, delayed off switch. So wire from the tripwire to the delayed off switch, and from the delayed off switch to the siren. There we go. And we can try it out by setting this to the on position. It needs to be on the on position if you want to trigger it through the laser tripwire, because as you can see, this is a mechanical switch. The electricity cannot turn on the mechanical switch. The electricity can only turn on the circuit which gives the sound, if we wanna think this realistically or so. So basically you need to mechanically turn the switch to the on position, connect these wires, and before we try it, let's go to the terminal so we can determine a time for the delayed off switch, after which it starts providing power to the siren. I think something like 3 seconds is pretty okay for testing purposes, and that's the only reason why a terminal is pretty useful for this setup, because I think the default value for the delayed off switches are something like 0.1 seconds or so. So basically it happens almost instantaneously. But anyways, okay, we're ready to try it out. So let's step through. There we go, 2, 3, and it turns off. There we go. And as you can hear, the sound also stops projecting after this boop. There we go. No more sound. It's off. And it's still mechanically on the on position. So once I turn on the tripwire once again and run through, 2, 3, and it's off. So Simple as that, simple as that. Sorry for yelling at your ear, my microphone has been bugging me lately. I mean, turn down the volume if it's too loud. But yeah, that's basically it. And you can, of course, spice it up a bit. I mean, if you also want to trigger some defensive mechanics or other stuff with the tripwire, you can do that even with having this siren turning off by itself. Did you see my fucking settler go and turn this off? Ha, what a bitch. I think she needs to fucking die right now. Bitch. Okay, so yeah, it's in the on position right now, I think. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, if you want to have this automatic off switching happening here, but you still want to retain some defensive mechanisms or whatever, lights or whatever you want to trigger with the tripwire, you can do that. It's basically it's as simple as something like, say we have a spotlight. We want to turn on the spotlights if someone runs on the tripwire, right? Okay. I'm not sure if this power is enough. Just a second, let's make another generator over here, because I think that spotlight requires a bit of electricity as well, and I'm already using some for the terminal and the siren and whatever. So come on, well, let's put it here. It doesn't really matter, it's just for the video purposes. Okay, there we go. So yeah, let's say we want to, if someone runs through this point, we want to turn on the siren for 3 seconds and then make it turn off, but we also want to turn on the spotlight and leave it on until I personally go and turn on the tripwire once again, meaning that the situation is over, all clear, everything's good, and I need to turn on my alarm systems once again, right? Okay, so all you need to do is, instead of running another wire through the delayed off switch, we just run another wire straight from the laser tripwire like this. Let's put it over here, and let's see it in action. The spotlight turns on and this turns off now, and the spotlight is still on and will stay on for as long. This should turn off right now. Yep. And the spotlight stays on for as long as I want to, until I turn on my alarm systems again like this, and it turns on. Okay, pretty simple, pretty simple. So yeah, I think that covers the a bit more advanced checks, and you can really utilize these mechanics, these maneuvers or methods to pretty much anything in the game. I like the fact that Fallout has this little, you could call it minigame or whatever you want to call it, the possibility to make your own little contraptions and stuff like these settlements or whatever in this game. It keeps it pretty interesting and fresh. And for people like me who really like to experiment on stuff, I think it's fun to make stuff and see it work in action. So I hope you find this video useful, and I hope you come up with some nice ideas as well. And if there's something that that's unclear or you need help with, please do leave a comment and I'll see if I can help you out with it. And remember to experiment. It's the salt of the game, I think. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye, bye bye.